All right. So we think we've named, again, we think we've named a conservative number, and I think that at this point in the negotiation, we should be getting down to specifics and talking in terms of numbers and not things. And so I'd like to hear what you guys are countering with.
You just said it, and you've come to a number, and I don't. What number are you just talking about?
No, I've already named that number long ago and repeated it twice.
We've had a whole bunch of conversations since then, so talk to me about everything, including, are you just quoting me $6 million or whatever? We don't even agree on that.
That's not what we named ever.
Okay,
it was
so then
5.6 million.
I think
Okay, so why are we going back to where we were an hour ago?
I think what my attorney is trying to convey is that we've talked about things that we are willing to, that I'm willing to put on the table in this negotiation. Mm-hmm. And now we kind of want to hear from, what are you willing to put on the table in exchange for these things? And I feel like what this has come to a little bit is that you're giving me all these reasons that I'm really trying to listen to as far as why these things are important to you, and I'm trying to show that I understand that and put it out there as something to discuss, but I'm not really hearing what you're willing to kind of, and I'm not going to use the term buyout because I think that was construed, or that was maybe incorrect of me to say, but what you're willing to concede in return, because this is, this has to go both ways, and I feel like I've been open to the things that are important to you.
So and I think if you feel that way, maybe our concessions haven't been that clear, and I apologize for that. We're willing, and we think it would probably be mutually beneficial to, separately from everything else, just trade the Aspen house for the Florida house. I mean, it holds a huge amount of emotional weight for my client, and it's valued at $1 million less than the Aspen house. And we kind of think that's an easy issue to knock out. So that's one thing. We just won't argue for the Aspen house whatsoever if we can keep the Florida house. The sentimental value is worth more than the extra $1 million for us. So that's just the first part that we've been thinking. And then we're really sympathetic to your concern about your future. And I'm sorry if that wasn't clear before. I know that there's been some disagreement between you guys in the past, but that doesn't mean that we want your client to starve. What we really want is to sort of know you're okay. We do know that Big Ed would want you to be okay, and then to not have to keep interacting in the future, because it does seem to create so much turmoil. So with that said, we sort of think at this point, honestly, that the cash value at this point is worth more than stock shares, because of, as I said, we're really unclear of which direction the company is going to go. So, but again, it has a huge sentimental value for our clients, and it's also their livelihood and their work. So we'd be more willing to have you guys keep cash or more of the cash if we could keep the stocks. So really, we're asking for the stock for the company and the Florida house.
That's what's important to us.
I mean, and that's really, as I say that, I realize that we could dance around a lot more than that, but that's what's important, and it holds much more sentimental value than it does financial value.
So by my calculations, that's approximately 4.
I don't think anyone else is understanding your math, and that's not a dig. I just legitimately am not looking at numbers, and so
Well, that would be helpful if
she's
if you would.
She's due the 800, just flat out, from the 500 and the 300. She owns those, joint survivorship. That's not coming in the estate. She just has that. So that's not part of his estate.
Right.
Right? And then the 500,000 prenup, that has to come out of the estate. That's not in addition to the estate.
Yeah. So you're talking about the joint. Your offer is the joint.
It's
the
not
value
an
of the
offer.
joint.
I'm just letting you know, the 500 and the 300, she just owns those.
Yeah, we're not including in our calculations of the estate. We're not including the joint accounts because we don't think we have any claim of those.
So she just owns those.
We never were staking claim on that.
Okay.
I mean, the only way that I'm considering those numbers is when I think about if you're going to be
Okay.
okay for the
Yeah.
rest of your life.
Like
That obviously it's $800,000. It's more money than some
Yeah.
people get. It's obviously a count of money, but we never thought that you didn't deserve that or were
Yeah.
coming for that.
Yeah, because it's
So,
in your name. It's
The
he died.
only
You just own it.
the only numbers that we're working with are the cost of the houses, which I don't even know if we should be looking at financially because they have such emotional value to both.
Yeah, and
People,
we're
which
just
is
ready
why-
to give because you have the Aspen house. That's emotionally what you want. I want the Florida house.
And you walk away with more money if you ever needed to liquidate than you would with the Florida house, which we're hoping you wouldn't, and we just get to separate that. So that's what we're thinking. And then left between that, we have the 17% stock, which if we took the book value is much less.
17% of 3 million
17% of half of 3 million, right?
of 1/3 of 3 million. No, 17% is
Half.
1/3.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
52%,
Of
1.5.
3 million.
Right. And then, but there's some risk associated with that. We're saying that
It's 3. Sorry, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
It's
He
519.
owns 52% of the stock, so it's like 1.5 million that he owns.
He owns.
So you
No, well, 52%. He owns 52% of the entire company. So
Yeah.
1/3 of 52%
Is
is 17% of
Right.
the entire company.
Right.
okay? Yeah, you're right.
All right. Okay.
Math is
So,
hard.
right, that number's obviously less than the miscellaneous money that's left.
It's 519,000
Okay.
is that number.
Right.
Okay.
So that has more value to us because it's my client's livelihood, and their attachment to their father. So we would prefer to keep that. But, well, and also we think that the money itself, if you're not interested in the company, is probably more valuable to you. So we'd be willing to exchange some of that.
So like
For
instead
that.
of the 17%, you could have
519.
519
Yeah.
more than 1/3 of the
Miscellaneous.
miscellaneous. Yeah.
Whichever is
What's 1/3?
1/3 of that is almost 750,000.
So we're talking 1.2 million, 1.3 million
Total
now.
between those.
Yeah. So that's like you don't have to wait, for dividends every month. You just have that money now,
And we're out of
and there's no
integration.
risk of the company going down.
So here's my.
So you have the 800 plus the
Mhm.
1.3 plus the Aspen house.
Yeah,
Plus the 500K for the prenup, right?
No.
well, this is when I was.
I
when
thought you
said-
just said that.
Yeah, when I sat down and was concerned about what I thought I could, at the minimum, move on with my life, I assumed that I didn't know about your relationship with the Florida condo. And I really wanted to continue how your father and I were living our lives, which was half the year in Aspen and half the year in Florida. And I never thought that you had that connection and that would ever be something that I would be willing to give up. I really went into this feeling strongly about that. I totally respect where you're coming from on that. However, if I want to go back and continue my life in Florida, I can't now in that condo. And is there any... Plus, I did think that the $500,000 as part of the prenup was what I would come away with. So in order to kind of buy another condo in Florida and, continue with that lifestyle, what are we looking at?
$1.7 million.
Plus
Was it plus
what she already
800,000 you
has.
already have.
And for
Plus the
one
Aspen
person
is
in
worth
Florida.
twice as much. as
let's
Florida.
take a moment and discuss that.
Do you want
off
to
there.
Just, hold on. Just before you head out.
Yeah.
Is it that you were that concerned with that condo, or you just wanted to be there? Because I feel like
No, I
there's
really
a lot
thought
of money.
I
to
felt strongly
get
about
a
the condo. I
there.
felt strongly about the condo.
Okay.
I did. It was like our home together for the past however long. I know that you guys went there before, but like since then, like we have been, that's our home, and I had decorated it in, you know, my personal style. I felt it was my home, and I had zero intention or even like thought that I would be willing to give that up before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around this. So yeah, do you want to?
Yeah,
you wrote all this down.
let's take a minute. Yeah.
Damn it, Charlie.
Probably another comment.
Yeah, you have a ton of money.
All right. Well, you know, that sounds better.
This is the will minus Florida.
Their will?
Yeah,
Kind of.
this is the new will minus Florida.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
true.
come on, stop being a dick.
That's a good point. You might want to bring that up. Where did that hair tie just fly to?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Is it a tie or is it a bobby pin?
Well, now it's like a straight rubber band because it popped. Oh well. Actually, we might want to say that. Like, we did the math, we were gone and it's, you know, like you're getting
The will
everything
minus
besides
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
And I think this is a pretty good.
We've conceded a
Situation
shit
for
ton.
Yeah. I mean, except for the stock, which is really the only thing that matters that much.
They don't. I think they still don't know that though.
I don't think they know enough yet.
Also, I had this written down as 1.7. It's 1.3, so they might be upset about that.
1.3?
1.3 is 5 plus 7,
Oh.
so it's 12 plus like a whatever.
Yeah. I just feel like this is a really good deal for them.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, not to be an asshole again, but I'm just like, you know, like being like, I redecorated the condo that you grew up in with your mom.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of a slap in the face.
I had the worst reaction to I changed my laundry detergent.
Oh, and then
Just
I feel
Like-
like it's been happening to people.
and I used like dryer sheets.
Mhm.
I went to bed last night and then like woke up an hour later. My hands and feet were just itchy
Oh,
as a
no.
motherfucker. I was like, what? No.
I've started using all like hippie natural stuff
Yeah.
on my clothes.
I have a bottle of that, and that's what I've been using.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then my wife was like, "Oh, but your workout stuff really stinks because it's like unscented." I'm like, "Okay, I'll try this new
Yeah.
stuff." And I washed the sheets in it, so she'd be happy. It's like, "Oh yeah, the house smells great."
I also think it's worse because you probably are used to the natural stuff now.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So
And,
like,
like,
I'm wearing
react to
this
it.
jacket, and I can just smell
Mm,
the scent of
that's crazy.
whatever it is, sports detergent.
Okay, are we still recording?
I don't think so. Oh yeah,
Oh.
now everyone knows about
Sports,
sports
detergent.
detergent.
All right. I was wondering what that smell was.
Yeah.
Okay, so we think we're getting close to a deal here, but I think in recognition of the fact that my client is agreeing to let go of her attachment to the Florida condo and to the stock of her dearly departed husband, we'd like to ask for a little bit more to compensate for those, for those for that sentimental
You're
value
basically
of that.
getting the will minus Florida.
And we're
Plus,
already
it's
buying
money
up the
now.
stock.
It's not like you don't have to go into business with us or deal with me anymore.
But she also has a great trust in the in the leadership of her husband and in the her husband's sons, you guys, and she believes that the value of that is going to increase dramatically very soon.
But you're getting more than just that, because you're also getting the extra $1 million on the Aspen house. And so I don't know, we like went back through the numbers while you guys took a break and realized that you're coming away with really a ton. Like, you're gonna be fine. Like, and
Okay.
please, I mean, if it's about the decorations, like, and have the decorations, like,
No.
it, almost to us is like,
It's not,
She's not going to be able to go to Florida anymore, and she's not going
She
to.
has
well,
millions
she
of
has more than
dollars.
enough money to buy another condo in Florida.
what it is to me, and I know that you don't.
You're
you're
already
not
getting
under-
almost everything under the will.
I
I
understand.
feel like you're really trying to screw me now.
No, I absolutely am not. I mean, I know that you guys totally disagree with this, but from my point of view, he wanted this to happen and was doing
Well,
this for
so
our 10-year
that's-
But I'm
anniversary.
trying to give
So I
you
know.
everything.
I know.
Minus the thing that
I
means
know.
the most.
I
to
know,
me.
and I
we
appreciate-
literally took a chance and stepped back and told you exactly
Yeah,
what it was
yeah.
that we
Wanted.
felt attached to and wanted, and gave you everything else and bought you out of the stock. Didn't even just demand that you hand it over. So it sort of feels like
Can-
a slap in the face to come back and say we want more.
Can I ask if you would be open to something? I loved the life that we had living in Aspen in Florida. I now, hopefully, this all continues to go well, and I will have this house in Aspen, and you will have this house in Florida. Would you be open to switching and coming for vacation with your family to Aspen if I could, still go to the Florida house sometime for short vacations?
I think we should probably discuss that without you guys.
Okay. And I would be,
Wait, would you want to give up some of the money that we're already giving you, or you just want to put that on top of?
No, we're talking
No,
about
if you
doing
were
sort of a
actually just
vacation
sort of-
share.
Yeah, if you were, not even as like
We
a
don't have any
value.
interest in Aspen.
You don't have any
It was
interest
your
in
space,
Aspen.
and not in a personal offense. I mean, I don't know you, so it's not personal, but
Yeah.
you bring up hard
I mean,
feelings for the board.
I'm sad about seeing this house go. I'm not gonna, and I'm willing to, I know it means you have this history with it, and so that's why I'm willing to do this thing that I didn't want to or expect to do, but I just am trying to figure out, like, if I could ever see the house again. And if you're not open to that, you're not open to that, but I thought I would throw it out there.
Okay.
I mean, is that something you'd even be willing to consider, or is that something that has value to you that then we would have to renegotiate? Because I would like to take this, that would make me want to be more open to saying yes to this.
Before that, we go discuss it.
Yeah.
You haven't offered us anything for it. I mean, you offered us a trade with Aspen, but we'd already made it clear that we have no.
I
we
mean,
don't
the
really-
offer is just like, I would feel a lot more comfortable taking this offer if I just.
We're already giving you everything. I mean, we're not gonna.
Okay. So do you want to discuss it, or is that just a no?
I mean, I'm asking if there's something else you can offer us for in exchange for that.
No, it was really
Do you
just.
not want? I mean.
She was trying to, act in good faith to like
I
in
understand, but
the.
we're
I mean, there's
already-
nothing I'm willing
we've
to
come,
offer.
we've come to you in really good faith to get to that point. And part of the problem, and we'll go outside and discuss it, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I understood what we were discussing. And so
Yeah.
you're asking for, on top of it, for nothing in exchange, that you can come stay at the house, when like one of the biggest issues on the table is that you two don't want to have to deal with each other.
It's fine. He's
Not
already.
while
Your
you're
client's
there.
already made it clear that he's not interested in visiting Aspen. The idea was to exchange so that they could both use these properties that were formerly used by their father and thus have this sentimental value. But that's fine. We don't need to discuss that any further. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. I guess if it's a no, it's a no. I mean,
Is that what's going to make this deal happen?
I
would
would
would you
like-
just accept what we have on the table if it meant you also get the visitation?
yes.
And what is it that you
Like
seem
how long are these
Like
visits
3 weeks,
out of the year?
3 weeks out of the year. you can, and we can work on the scheduling.
I mean, I really don't want to have to deal with you. So if we could do it
You would not be there.
through somebody else,
Okay.
like, so I don't have to talk to you or think
Okay.
about how you're there.
And that can be something that we can maybe reevaluate if I can reestablish myself in Florida in a different place.
Okay, and are you willing to lower some of your
I'm not.
costs for that?
I'm not. So it's like if you wanna be open to that, you're open to that, and if not,
I mean, you'd like to be able to ski in Aspen, right? A few weeks of the year in the winter, maybe when she would like to go to Florida and get out of the snow.
I know that you had a huge attachment to this house, and I'm trying to respect that by really quickly being like, I didn't know that at all, and I'm understanding. I feel strongly about the condo too, and if there's any chance that I, can be there a couple weeks out of the year, in a way that would be like the least impactful to you, and with the hope that I could find my own place eventually down there, I would be.
I mean, can we put a year
Grateful.
limit on it? Like, can we do that for 2 years? I mean, I don't know how long you think it'll take, if it's just until you and then take a place. My concern is that I know that,
Yeah, we have a
One of-
contentious relationship.
yeah, and that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
concerns here. And so either way, Aspen House or not, like, you're asking us to compromise on
Yeah.
one of the main, like, points of this, which isn't, like, I understand your point, but, like, you're not offering anything of value in
I
exchange
guess-
for it. And
I guess my offer of value is that you would have this place in Aspen that you could visit, unless you like hate the snow, but maybe you would like to be there, and that like hopefully we could someday be at a place where we're not upset at each other. I mean, you're what's left of your father, and I, I'm serious. I never wanted you guys to have this rift, and I loved him very much, and ultimately, if we can't get along, I know that we won't want anything to do with each other, but I would hope that that's not the case someday.
Can I step outside for a second?
We could
It's
throw
okay,
in
we
some
can leave
family
that going.
council.
Oh, okay. You can.
I don't think
Talk
anyone
about
wants
you're
to
supposed to
counsel with
touch
you,
it.
Katie.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so ready to just be like, okay, we have a deal. Forget about the exchange. Like, come on, like they said, they've already made us an extraordinary offer.
First of all, I don't think it's that extraordinary. I think that we did concede a lot.
No way.
Wait, okay, okay.
This was our anchor, and they.
I don't even think that was the anchor. I think that was like a legit thing.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we could have anchored much higher. We could have said like 10 million or like
And I
20
don't know.
million,
I'm
or
trying.
like been like really ridiculous about it. But
I'm trying to like stay true to the
Target, I should say. Maybe that wasn't at Target, but it was like.
But I'm trying to stay true to the my facts, which were that like I did not want to give up this house.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was my
Right.
walking
Okay.
away. Was
Okay.
like the house. Like I was not going to give up the house.
Yeah. I wonder if they knew, if they thought like I should just say like, that I was saying like let's just walk away right there, because it seemed like Nick started to really consider it after I was like pointing at that a couple of times.
Yeah,
It's a good tactic.
I know. No, but I mean, we'll take it if they don't want to do it. But I would hope that they do it.
Yeah.
I feel like Christine's like, don't do it, and Nick's like, let's just do it.
I should finish Nick's coffee. Or hide it.
This got kind of intense. I mean, at least
Mhm.
for my.
They were being so mean.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna we were not gonna have a deal. Like I really didn't think we were.
I thought I was going to be able to cry as Mandy Channing, basically because I was so scared of both of them.
Mr. Chair, so I've done it every time I sat down.
Is there a whoopee cushion in there?
So I think we've decided that we can do that for you, as long as you can agree to just go through the property manager. We'll be renting, the way it's set up, hopefully we won't know who's renting it when that's the case. And so if it's not available, you won't be able to, but we'll say 3 weeks out of the year,
Okay.
you can. If the other brothers and their kids are interested in Aspen, then we'll give them that option
Okay, great.
to be able to take it, and hopefully we'll be able to work with the property manager of yours.
Wonderful. Yeah,
Deal.
I would like them to know that place and enjoy it.
Cool.
So,
Done deal.
we're good.
So it's 1.3 plus 800 plus Aspen.
Right.
Okay.
Wait.
Because I want 1.3 is
No, you changed your number. No.
yeah, because it
It was
was once
1.7.
I wrote it down wrong.
I'm sorry, but that was that.
So
That's
look,
what we thought we were dealing with.
We're not gonna like after the fact.
no. The things I was saying went into it though are still the same. It's still 1/3 of the 2.5,
No.
which you
It's-
told me.
It's not
you
the same
you
offer
did.
though.
You
It
did.
is the same offer.
It is
We
the
all
same
said-
No,
offer.
I was very clear. I said 1.7 plus 0.8.
No.
When you came back in, I said I
Plus
made this
Aspen.
mistake.
When you came when we
From when you guys were talking
I
about.
didn't catch you that you saying that you made that mistake.
Well, look, the way that we came up with that is 700, which is the third of the money market or whatever it is, right?
750.
750 plus the 519.
That's fine, but we still
But
have.
look. The premise of the agreement is still standing. So I just wanted to go through the math to make sure the premise of the agreement is what we agreed on.
Yeah, if it comes 1.7.
So the 519 plus 750 is like 1.2 something.
Okay.
So that's where the 1.3 plus the 800 from what she just owns
All right.
plus Aspen.
Yeah. What about the stock though?
What stock?
What about the value of the stock? Her interest in the stock.
Yeah, that's the 519. So 519 is 17% of 3 million. That's the value of the stock.
Yeah, but you can't like, regardless of like what
No, we all sat here and
reason
went
for
over
the error
this.
was, you can't like give us a number and
No, we
then
didn't just
change
give you a
it.
number.
And
We talked
We
through
talked
all of those
through
things,
all of
and
those
you agreed
things.
to those things.
we agreed to that number.
Okay, so if that's not what it is,
Okay.
can we go ahead and decide on what it is that you guys want? Because at this point, it feels like we're giving you everything, and you're being like almost offensively demanding. You sat here and went through all of those numbers with us the same.
We're not trying to be offensively demanding. We've been like discussing with this number, and it is a little bit. We're wrapping our minds around the fact that that's not what we agreed with.
So, but
let's just
does
think about this
that
for a second.
addition does that make sense? The 1/3 plus the value of the stock plus your 800 plus Aspen.
Plus, you get to come to the
And that's
house.
that's like pretty much the will minus Florida. But you get the cost of the stock now, which is more valuable than waiting.
That's 400,000 less though than we thought
Okay,
we were agreeing
but-
to.
I'm going. I. Do you want to step outside? I just really appreciate that you were open to like family sharing vacation stuff. So yeah.
Okay, the least we can accept is half that difference. Then you were saying you were saying 1.7. Now you're saying 1.3. If you make it 1.5, you got a deal.
We already just made this huge concession to make this deal happen, this like really big concession for my client of having her come to the Florida house. I mean, that might not be big to you. I realize that it's a bottom line situation for you, but these are people who have a lot of emotional attachment to the things we're talking about, and that was a really big concession to us that you refused to really offer us.
And we feel
Any
like we're
value
making a
for
big
it.
concession right now,
No,
offering
we
you.
sat here and went through those numbers the
half
same way, and we agreed to the same percentages. And if the number was off, the number was off. But it's not like we showed up and we were like, "Hey, 1.7." We sat at a table and went through it.
Like I said, if you want to split the difference, well, you have a deal. Let's
I don't
just,
think you're in a position to say that. I want to hear it from her.
I'm speaking on behalf of my client.
I want to hear it from her.
Shit.
Because we walked through this,
I know.
and I'm trying to give you.
I know. We just have been we had this number, and we've been talking with this number. Do you want to step outside for one last time?
Just step outside. It's easier
Just-
than you still
yeah.
sitting here typing back.
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
I mean, we feel like we're not responsible for this
No,
error.
you sat here and went through it with us.
I'm-
How about we?
You
split
gave me the
difference?
numbers that I put down.
How about you guys can take that and you can't come to the Florida house then?
No. I really liked that you were willing to do that.
We've already offered half.
We already have offered you almost your entire will. We've
We're
come
just
like
asking
come
that-
completely amicably to the table, and you're like last minute throwing it back at us.
We're just your last minute. We had a deal.
No,
and then
you gave me the numbers. You were just looking at my paper. If you used your own numbers to do the addition, you would have come to the 1.3 or 1.2, whatever.
And we're even rounding up the numbers as they stand.
Can we do 4 weeks in Florida, and then we'll go to family counseling? I'm trying to repair the relationship. That's important to me.
I get that. I just
Yeah, if you're not willing to meet us in the middle of that number, and you're trying to
But it's like,
you're
wait,
trying to
so
do
you
a
wanna
this
go
is
to
like an
family
ace in the hole
counseling, but
type
you don't even
situation.
want to.
No, it's not.
No,
we
it's
went
not.
through these numbers.
But at the
Also-
very last minute to tell us, like after I say deal, oh, I'm sorry,
It's
we
not. Joey already said
miscalculated.
that when you came
It's
back
actually
in, you said it was wrong.
$4.4 million less than we were talking about before. I mean, you gotta consider like
Wait,
where.
we didn't just do that. Nick already told you that. He told you.
I
You
didn't
said
catch
you didn't
that
hear. But so
earlier.
then don't say it like we're trying to change it last minute. We all sat here and went through the numbers.
I don't think my client heard it either. So if you're
But
not
you
willing
guys
to
do
meet us,
remember sitting here and
if-
going through the numbers, right? Like
if
you
you're
agreed
not
to the
willing to
principles.
meet us in between this difference, then I think, as my client has just said, we'd like to have 4 weeks in Florida and family counseling.
Wait, so you're telling me that you want to go to family counseling, but she's not reasonable enough to even like accept the thing that she accepted in the first place? Like she went through and agreed that the way we were buying it out was fair, but like then you want to do
I
counseling?
wasn't doing the numbers, and we've been. It's not that I'm not being reasonable. It's like that was the number that we've been looking at, and to be like all of a sudden it's like, oh, oops, it's $400,000 less. It's like I understand the principle, but we agreed. The principle seemed okay to us because of the amount that I ended up with. Is what.
Okay, but you guys
So
realize
not
it's a
what
mutual
is-
mistake. Like we all
It's
did
not
sat
a
here and
mutual
did this.
mistake.
We all went through and did it together.
You
sat
wrote
here
down my
doing it-
numbers, so it's your mistake for not
I get
adding
that.
your own numbers.
Like we all
I
sat
was
here
just
and
going
went
off
through
of
it
numbers.
I get
together.
that, but
from the whole time, I'm
understand,
not
I
talking
totally
about
understand that,
things.
but it's like if we've been operating on how we've been responding
Yeah,
to this
I
deal,
understand that, but
like
are the
so it's
principles aren't sound because you're not getting enough money now?
And you're still getting so much more, like,
so much, but it's
and we're giving
you
it.
think
We've come
we're
to
getting
no,
so
we've-
much more than we deserve. I feel
No,
like I'm getting so
I'm-
much less. That's the whole point of this. Is
No,
like,
but it's not
But-
so much less. Like, what I'm saying is like the difference from where you started and where we started is on your side.
yeah, I know it's anchoring. I get that. We all take the
and
class, but like
no, I'm not saying it's anchoring. I'm saying like if you started here and we started here, we're over here. Like we've already conceded so much.
I know
And
when
it's
your
not
original.
like
But we
No,
feel like
we
we
feel
made
like
a very
you're-
reasonable
yeah,
offer
but
to
you
begin with.
understand
Like we
that.
weren't
No,
trying to like
you didn't make it offer
anchor
to begin with. You just
unreasonable,
said
like a
you just said
ridiculous
you just
price.
said the amount of the will. Like
And
That's
you
not- that's
included what
not
she already
even-
owned
like, it's
in
not
the
even
estate. Like,
an offer. Like let's not go back to that place. We obviously didn't agree with it. I'm just saying that like we came from where you were and took your concerns and told you exactly what was.
Just meet
what
us in
we
the middle
absolutely
or
needed.
agree to what my client's asking for 4 weeks
How
How about
and,
we just
and
take? How
family
about we
counseling.
just take the 4 weeks? Because the way that
Mandy.
this is.
Mandy,
Yeah,
how important is the family counseling to you?
I'm very brokenhearted about your father, and I'm brokenhearted that we've had this terrible relationship. And it is important to me. I mean, I want to be on good terms, and I don't think it's fair to say that like because I'm not willing to budge on this when I totally thought this whole time we were talking about this number that I'm not looking
Okay,
for that,
well-
you know? So it is important. I would like to.
Can we keep it at 2? We could do the 1-3, the principals. Can we keep it at that? Keep it at the 2 weeks, but we'll go to family counseling for 3 months, or if you
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
Okay. So 1.3 plus 800,000 plus Aspen plus 4 weeks of
No,
You just said
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks
2 weeks.
and counseling for 3 months.
Yeah, that's fine. That is important to me.
Okay.
And I hope that, you're serious about trying to repair the relationship.
Can I get that in writing?
Well, and also I think we probably need a confidentiality agreement on both sides,
And,
What? Oh,
just
okay.
because they're a public family.
Huh?
Just because it's a public family.
I don't know. I think my
Yeah.
client was planning on going on a talk show.
rage rampage.
I mean, we're not saying you would. It's just a
No, all of that. I want all of that too.
What about your tell-all book?
I don't want to do a tell-all book. I want to put this behind me. I'm not the money grubbing person that you guys love.
All right. Are you happy with
Yeah.
this deal?
I mean, yeah. And then, can we all attend the funeral together as a family?
I would say let's shake, but at this point, I don't trust you until I get that in writing.
Oh my
So.
God, I do.
I think you have to.
And also that we all have to hug.
No, deal's done. No hugs. I'm walking away.
Through third party.
Stop it. Okay, let's get that.
Is it actually stop?
Can you hold that up to the camera?
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna take a picture of this and give it to you.